Hi, welcome back Econ students. Today we're going to start covering demand. Demand is usually, you start at Unit 2 and in any economics book it usually goes into Chapter 4. Now, demand deals with consumers. So us, when we go out and buy things at stores, we are consumers. Now, for there to actually be a demand though, you must meet two criteria. You must be willing and able to buy a good. So I have some goods down here. These right here are always pads, right? Now, I have the ability to buy these, but will I purchase them? No. Let's just say for the time being I didn't have this and wasn't married, I would have the ability but not the willingness to buy these, so I have no demand. Let's see what else I got down here. Oh, I got some Doritos Dynamite. Not my favorite thing, but we'll go with it. I have the ability and I'm willing to buy it. So I have demand. And let's talk about demand a little bit more. Let's go over here to our trusty whiteboard, right? And I have some stuff scheduled out here. I have different price points and I have quantity demanded. And we're talking about dynamites, right? Now, I need to know how much I'm willing to buy per week. And we're going to look at different price points to go ahead and figure this out. Now, price point. At $1, I might be willing to buy 5 of these bags per week. That's the quantity I demand for the dynamite. At $2, I only want 4. At $3, I want 3. At 4, 2. At 5, 1. And if it's $6, I'm saying forget it. I don't want them. They're not that good anyways. So this right here is called a demand schedule. You can put anything in economics in a graph or a table. All right, so the price, quantity demanded, how much we're willing. And then over here we can go ahead and we can graph it out. Remember, on your y-axis is always price, x-axis is always quantity demanded. Right? At price of $1, we want 5. At $2, we want 4. At $3, we want 3. At $4, we want 2. At $5, 1. And at 6, we want none. If we graph this out, you will see this is the demand line, and it is downward sloping. Now, let's go back to the table here, right? So any way you want to read it, if you look at it this way, you see price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. If you read at it this way, as price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. There's an inverse relationship for demand. You can see it here, and you can see it here. Now, throughout this unit, I usually teach my students a type of dance move to help remember this, right? So we're going to break this down. You start off with demand, right? Demand is downward sloping, right? So you do the downward sloping sign. Actually, it'd probably be this way, depending on how you're looking at the video. Then you look at what's called the law of demand. Price goes up, quantity demanded goes down. Price goes down, quantity demanded goes up. I have my students walk around like this up and down the hallways. It's one way of them to remember it. Song starts, they know demand is downward sloping, and they have their move base, right? So let's go on though. When we're talking about this line here, this is quantity demanded, it deals with price points. So if price goes up, we're moving up the line. Price goes down, we're moving down the line. Now, if we are talking about anything other than price, those things are called shifters or shocks. And we have 5 shifters right here. Now these vary by whatever economics books you want to read, but they're basically pretty much the same. The first thing is income. If I got a raise, right, and price did not change of this, but I like it, I might be willing to buy more. So let's say I got a raise, and now if it was $1, instead of wanting 5, say I'd want 7. At $2, 2, right, I might want 5. At $3, I might want, say, 4. At $2 now, at $4 I might want 3. At $5 now I might be willing to buy 2, and at $6 I might now be willing to buy 1. My entire demand has shifted. Price did not change, but because I'm making more income, my entire demand line is going to shift outwards. We mark it and we show that shift, right? If I lost my income, obviously this would probably shift down. You also need to take into account what are normal and inferior goods. This right here, this is Doritos. That's a name brand. That's called a normal good, right? If I went to the Great Value brand, that'd be an inferior good. So if income goes up, I want more of a normal good. If income goes up, I'm going to want less of inferior good. You kind of look at Coke versus Shasta, right? Coke being a normal good, Shasta being inferior good. you also have a shift for taste and preferences. If I wake up one day and it's like, I don't like Doritos anymore, I don't want them, no matter what the price is, I'm not going to buy them anymore. That's going to cause my demand to start shifting downwards. Same thing, price-related goods, right? So you have Doritos and let's say Takis, right? So if the price of Takis goes down, the law of demand kicks in. Price went down, my quantity demanded for Takis is going to go up, meaning I'm going to buy less of these even though the price did not change, which will cause a downward shift. Next, you have the number of buyers. Okay, if prices jumped up, right? Sorry, if population increased greatly, this would cause demand to increase as well. Or if, say, a plague happened to hit and, population dropped, demand would shift. And then you have future expectations, right? If I heard a rumor that Doritos is going to have a mass sale, say, next week, my demand right now is going to decrease, so I'm going to wait to buy it later with the law of demand kicking in. Okay? So, when we're talking shifters, one way I teach my students about remembering this is if it's an increase, it's a rightward shift. If it's a decrease, it's a leftward shift. So we have demand, price goes up, quantity demanded goes down, price goes down, quantity demanded goes up, right? If price don't change, we have a shifter. An increase, simply, is a shift to the right. A decrease is a shift to the left. Right? These are the three of the most important concepts in chapter 4, usually, of demand. Now, in our next video, I'm going to teach you about the elasticity of demand. Yes, price goes up, quantity demanded goes down, but how much? How sensitive are we to price changes, right? And the next move is, if it's very sensitive price change, it's elastic. It's like it's super stretchy. If it's not very sensitive price change, and it's something we have to have no matter the price, it's going to be inelastic. And we'll cover that in the next video. Until next time, be safe.